Side by side as we ride the wave. Unstoppable force, so bold and brave. UK Waterski, we rise and shine. In the pulse of the moment, we cross the line.
Welcome back to Waterski Racing UK here in Saltash. It's a wonderful afternoon. The breeze has got up, Elf, and we're hanging on to the gazebo. We're hanging on to it. If things begin to sort of move around a little bit, just bear with us. We're doing our best, and so are the drone guys, Josh and Paul. So welcome back. Lovely to see anybody. This is the F2 and F3 race. This is where these boats, the 80-mile-an-hour F2 boats, are in their element with the best skiers in Europe currently in the UK. They're here today at Saltash. I'm going to have a run through the F2 and Alfredo will do the F3. So in F2, boat number 7, Rob Strick, Chris Stockley and Chris Waldman and John Clements today. So the F2, boat 18, Simon Faulkner, Glenn Ricks and Jake Frame. And the advantage of this is we've managed to get a camera on that 18 boat, and we'll be back to you shortly. F2, boat 81, Damon Hopkins, Harvey Robinson, James Bartlett. Took a tumble yesterday, looking to rectify that today. The F2 boat, the 200, the Brad Cannings, Nick Butler, Sam Hopkins boat. Watch out for that today when choppy waters arise.
Yeah, and then in F3, we've got boat 66, Dan Selleck, Barry Gibson observing, Chris Audie skiing. Then we've got boat 80, Carl 10. Then we've got Ollie 10, and we've got Lewis Warboys. And in boat 923, we've got Greg Bassam, Davey McClellan, and Jordan King.
So some of the fastest F2 and F3 boats in Europe here today. We'll go to live cam in a minute and we'll just pick up those. But just a little bit of an info side to yesterday. We saw James Bartlett that did a brilliant effort on the first lap and came around stormingly in the lead. And then Damo just eased off with a new prop they had and the boat just eased right up, giving James miles of line that he couldn't deal with. Got underneath the ski. Damo floored it to bring the boat back in line to keep a tight line and just had James straight over the tops. All that hard work on that first lap lost, and he lost it to Jake Frame, who doesn't need any room, any space, because Jake is a cracking skier and we'll take that away from him.
They'll pick up. They'll pick up. If somebody makes a mistake, Simon Faulkner, he's on it. He's on it quick. And you know what? The skier as well, Jake, he was on it. And if you've seen that footage yesterday, Chris, it was absolutely fabulous. But getting back to what you said about, boat 81 and a new propeller, that's the problem with these boats. Because when you push them really hard on their limit and it's a new propeller, the problem that most people don't understand is that the accelerator, the foot throttle that we use in these boats, they're so finely tuned that a new propeller will do that to you. And it takes time to get used to because these propellers are probably use the word savage sometimes. You accelerate fast, but then if you take your foot off slightly, they're like a brake. And that's what happened to that team yesterday. So these are the things that, when you try a new propeller, it takes time to get used to it. So I wouldn't say it was a driver error. I think it's just a new prop error, and that's the things that happen.
Okay, so here's a fantastic picture. Paul's just been down. You saw the boat 18 earlier on, and we saw with one of the girls that was in the race there, and then we saw Jake putting her ski on and putting it on. Now we've turned that camera around, and this is looking back behind the boat. So that camera, instead of being in the boat, looking at the observer and the driver, is now looking beyond the engine and looking at what happens when the skier gets in the water. So this particular race, we have Simon Faulkner, Glenn Ricks and Jake Frame. And hopefully we'll see Jake get into the water, the boat move forward, and the very experienced team of Glenn Ricks and Simon Faulkner pedaling that boat to somewhere near, well, they would like to be number one coming around that first lap, right?
Do you know what? I'm sure that they're going to give it their all, but I think that boat 81, it is a quick boat. And you never know. It's the position they get, the water they hit. But 81 will be up there with the two of them. The two of them are two great drivers, two great teams.
Okay, so looking down, what a fantastic shot. Paul's put the drone up now, and we're looking down. You can see the rib. You can see the UK Waterski Racing flag on that rib. You can see the boats milling around. We've got 4 F2s, 3 F3s, and all those boats now on the start line. And let's see if we can get this race up and running in the next 5 minutes with the start procedure coming from the rib. I know that we did have a camera with the start boat, but that seems to have gone a little bit awry. But anyway, we got it back again. So if Josh can put you with that in a few minutes time when we're talking about it. Look at that fantastic shot of the Tamar Bridge, the railway bridge in the background, the road bridge in the foreground. And what a beautiful place to come ski racing, Alf.
Oh, it's fabulous. And you know, I came over that bridge today, and it's 1859 that bridge was built by one of the most incredible engineers the planet's ever seen, Brunel, and it's fantastic. You're right, it's absolutely brilliant.
Isambard Kingdom Brunel put that bridge up, and it's still in working order. We can put a road together only in the last 10 years, and it's broken.
And it's broken. That's right. That's right. But fabulous, absolutely fabulous place.
So these engineers with steel and whatever they did, however they designed it, beautifully put together. And remember, in those days, they didn't have tower cranes, and they didn't have every conceivable extra we've got. It was all pretty much done by hand.
That's right. No computers to work in and out then.
Anyway, lovely view. What a great cam shot. Paul's doing that for us today. These cam boys are working really hard. Josh that's just balancing the photographs for us, and Paul that's putting it all together for us. That's really good. We've given you a list of the runners and riders in F2 and F3. You can see that the boats are on the start line and just mulling around there at the moment. That's the pictures that we're seeing at the moment. We can see that. So we're now looking at the screen, and we're looking at a camera that's showing you on the screen what you're looking at. So brilliant to see you. Brilliant to see everything. And we got Garen on the start boat as well. So well done, Garen.
Isn't that fantastic technology?
So big thumbs up from him. So well done. Good. Well done, lads. Cracking. Every race we just seem to, Alf and I say, could you do this? Well, I think we possibly could, and we just get into new realms.
We are working, and I just said to Chris 10 minutes ago, what would you like to see? And Chris said, well, I'd like to see the driver, what he does, you know, the buttons, the this, the that, what the procedure he goes through in a race. The other thing we're working on, Chris, is sound. So we're going to pick up a team and listen to them as they're racing, as they're working things out in the race. So that's a thing that we're working on just now for the future, so we can actually listen to what the team say and do in a race.
So keep an eye on Drone Guy. Keep an eye on UK Waterski Racing. Those of you who are in Australia and America and Italy and Spain and France, welcome. It's lovely that you've been able to join us today when we'll be able to give you these fantastic shots of the F2 and F3 race. If you've already joined us in the previous part of the morning, we've had the ladies and we've had the juniors and we've had the under 12s. We will then move into the opens and the seniors a little later on, but this is the race you're all looking for. Look at that picture there. Look at that wonderful shot. And that's James Bartlett sat on the side of that boat. On the side of that boat, that's Jake Frame's boat. You can see Jake. That's the one we actually have the rear camera on, and you can see the camera on the back of that boat. Jake's still not yet put his ski on. No need to, because the UK Waterski Racing flag is still being flown, and that's it. The drone is right above him. Look at that Bernico. Look how Faulkner's just sat there, just mulling around with the boat, just looking to the right-hand side. James in that New Zealand-built Phantom came in from New Zealand last season, built, ready to go. The one in front of you is the Prodigy boat. This is a Generation 2 Cyclone. Again, this boat came in from Australia. Brad Cannon, you can see Brad there doing a cracking job. Sam Hopkins, Nick Butler there. We talked about Nick Butler a little while ago, and Nick Butler in that team, and they're just really experienced crews, great skiers, and we expect to see some fabulous racing.
Oh, absolutely. Really looking forward to this race. And the conditions are slightly just, harder than yesterday. And I'm really looking forward to it all. Yeah, it's 40 minutes plus a lap. That's some going. And that's when you see that these skiers are real athletes, Chris. To ski at these speeds and to do it for 43 minutes, 45 minutes. you need to be pretty fit.
So we were talking to Sam Hopkins earlier this morning and talking to Nick Butler, and they said yesterday they were doing about 83, 84 mile an hour behind the Green Phantom. That's a very, very quick boat, beautifully put together. When we were in Belgium last week, I think his name was Paul. He came over, he built these boats, and he came over to drive in the Diamond Race, and it was great to see him. And he builds some super boats, and he builds these really as a bit of a hobby. But my goodness, it's beautifully put together and races so quick.
Yeah, and it's you know what's really good, Chris, is that the boat builder has actually got on a plane from New Zealand, came out to Belgium to race. The Diamond Race. It's one of the great classics of the world. But it just shows you that what we're doing in Europe, what we're doing in Britain, is world class, and people do come from all over the world to take part in what we do over here in Europe and in Britain.
And they do that, and we've got our procedures right. And it seems to be that the other parts of the world are now looking at us, whereas we were looking at them a few years ago. They're now looking at us. We're actually competing. The Australians still have many issues to overcome with the rivers and the speed and the safety issues they have to come. Unfortunately, we can't get involved with that. But we're over here, we're still safely racing, and mainly all F2 boats. But these F2 boats are so quick, Elf.
Oh, they're fantastic. But I'm going to pick you up on that, Chris. Do you know, the Australians, they're having a hard time just now. And, we're all trying to do the best to help them. But what we can do is, next year, you guys, if you want to come over and race in the UK, you're very, very welcome. The Americans come over and they're made very welcome. So if you want to get some racing next year, just get in touch with us, guys. We've got the boats, we've got the teams, and we've got places that you can stay with us. Just get that ticket and you're all very welcome.
So our start and finish rib, we've got on our Garen. We got dash cam or rib cam or body cam on him, which gives us an idea of what he's going through. The little 4-play boat there, that's one of the Formula 3 boats. That's a cracking little boat. That tows Lewis Warboys. Lewis skied very, very well yesterday. Carl Tyan was over the moon with that. And so Lewis, skied well. And those Formula 3 boats, very, very tight racing there. Christian Ollie went extremely well yesterday. And Dan had that boat hanging right out to get it in front where he needed to be. But very, very little difference. Jordan King, a cracking skier as well, who you well know.
Oh, yeah, he's my son-in-law. And you know what? I give all credit to that boat 66. They worked it out to the milliliter of petrol yesterday. The fuel actually ran out on the line. They got past it. I've tried to do that in the past. I'll tell you what, I've never been able to do that. But no, hats off to them. They won yesterday. But I think, after speaking with Jordan last night, I think Jordan and that team are going to have something to say about what happens today.
Yep, the Greg Basson boat, we said about the Banshee a little earlier, the 923 boat, beautifully put together. GB Marine Services, Greg now retired from that business, but he put that boat together before he finished, and it is a pretty looking boat, and it goes very, very well. They use them in the OCR racing, and Greg has particularly put this one and moved it into ski racing mode, and just goes really well. And Greg, as a senior driver, does brilliantly well driving it.
Oh no! As you say, this boat was never designed for ski racing, and he's made it into a ski racing boat, and it's a great boat. It's a great boat.
So you can see the start boat down there now, just discussing with a couple of jet skis, and the jet skis we have a couple of issues with. We've got to be careful with them on our course. We have to be, obviously safety is very, very important to us, and hopefully that we've got more marshals that end keeping on the course for us. You can see one of the smaller boats just coming up on the inside. Thank you for being on the inside of there, and we can use the far side of the race course. We have to inform the Queen's Harbour Master, who's been very, very gracious in allowing us to use the water here. We have to go with the Royal Navy, who have the munitions on the far right-hand side. So when they come away from the Tamar Bridge, they are on the munitions side. We have to give that a good clearance, because that's part of the armament of the Navy, and be it used or not used, they have to keep well clear of that. So you race down South Devon, which is halfway the other side of the Tamar Bridge, and you race back on the Kernow side, which is the Gornish side. So the drone there, the lads in the jet bikes just giving us a wave to say, yeah, we're keeping an eye on everything for you. So really good. Thanks, boys. That's really good. And I'm sure now we can get back to our racing, and the rib can take down that UK Waterski Racing flag and raise the two flags, Alf.
That's it. Yeah, we're not far away from it now, and that boat's getting itself into position.
Okay, so a few boats and just going down through here. The water is for everybody. They're keeping quite nicely to one side. He probably has a mooring in here of which he needs to get to, and we understand that. We do. And we haven't got too many boats in this race. We've only got 7 boats, so we can race around that and we can give that a little bit of time, which is good. I'm looking to Rez. Hopefully we can get this race going in the next 5 minutes. The gusts of wind, Elf.
Yeah, it's really picked up. It is really picking up now, and I don't know if this gazebo will last a lot longer, but I'll tell you what, I think the conditions are going to give us a completely different race today, Chris.
Well, it'll still be quick because we've got some great skiers here. The rib is just on the left-hand side, and I'm just looking at Rez, the assistant judge towards me. Rez, how long? I think he's got other things to do than worry about me. We're looking at the screen. You can see the moorings down in front of us. You can see, right, looking in front of us where you are. If you look to the right-hand side in the top corner, that's us. So the far right-hand side where the jetty goes back round again, that's where we're stood doing the commentary to you, looking on a wonderful screen with the drone guys and the cameras looking down through.
Yeah, there's a nice shot at the back of that boat. The thing is that this camera might not last the whole race because they don't like a lot of water. They can take a little spray and stuff. So let's hope that we've got this cam as long as this shot, as long as we can keep a hold of it. But that's the start boat coming back up, and trying to get all these boats into place.
Okay, I'm just looking at Rez now. We may have an issue that we're trying to resolve here. I think it's probably one of the boats going on to its mooring, which is understandable. The water is for everybody. So yeah, there is an issue. We're just earwigging onto the radio from the G-Shove, the VHS radio that they have, and they're trying to deal with that issue now. And hopefully the rib can get back to starting this race rather than trying to sort out the traffic going under the Tamar Bridge. Okay, so there is an issue that we're trying to deal with. Safety is our paramount. You've got to think that some of these boats are doing 70, 80 miles an hour, and we've got to be so careful when we're racing like this. The drone guy, the lads have got the drones up, and they're the wind conditions that even Paul's saying, listen, the drone in one it's going really, really well in one way, but struggling in the other. What's our issue now, Rez? Okay, so side of the course, we have a yacht on the side of the course. The water's for everybody. We're all using it. It's a very, very busy channel, and we're so grateful to be able to use this channel. But just keeping it safe for them and us is just a little bit of an issue. But hey, if the moorings and they used it all the time, Alf, we've got to accept that.
Yeah, that's right. And what we need to do, well, yesterday I couldn't join you, Chris, because that was my job yesterday. You know, I was out with a boat underneath the bridge and keeping all the yachts and boats and fishing boats, you know, coming down the river, and just telling them, you know, there's a race on, could you please keep to the left-hand side? But I think we're missing that boat today, Chris.
Well, whether the jet skis are doing it or somebody's doing it, they seem to be taking care of most things there, but somebody's looking after that bit of water for us. They'll have to, because that is one of the stipulations of the Queen's Harbour Master. And we obviously racing to what we're allowed to do is only fair as we've got this bit of water to use. So as soon as we can get away and get the start going, we can start racing. Our course is further back, so we're looking at the Tamar Bridge. That's where we start and finish, but our race course is behind us. So if you see the white boat behind, if you look at the stern of that boat and go away, that's where our course is too. But we do start under that Tamar Bridge, and they're just trying to put all that together. So hopefully the rib has gone back up there. I can't pick it out from there at the moment. Whether it's still in there, I'm not sure. I can't see a flag. No, I can see it through the corner of my eye. You won't be able to see it, but we'll see it in a few minutes' time. And the rib is just making its way back up towards the bridge. Hopefully, they will drop that UK Waterski Racing flag and raise the two flags for a 3-minute start off.
Yeah, you'll probably see it just come into picture now. That's it there, and it's going to sort out the boys there and get them all in line, and they'll start putting flags up, and the start procedure will be activated.
So, Jake Frame, James Bartlett, Sam Hopkins, John Clements in F2, Christian Ollie Lewis, Warboys, Jordan King in F3. Some of the best skiers in Europe that are British and here this weekend. Some of the fastest boats in Europe, in Britain, and here today. And just looking for a good 40 minutes plus one lap fast race.
I think we're going to get that, Chris. I think we're going to get a great race here because the conditions have changed, and they've changed to give us exactly that, challenging conditions. And we'll see, you're saying that these, they're great teams. They are great teams. They are great skiers, but they will adapt it. And I think you're right. I think they still will go fast, but I think we'll see, great skiing here today.
So the Prodigy boat, that's the new phase Cyclone that Brad Cannings, the Cannings family will use. The 81 boat, we mentioned that, the New Zealand built Phantom, and that will be towing James Bartlett. James just dangling his feet in the water to keep his feet cool. In the background will be 323, that's a Formula 3 boat. And then the 18 boat, that's our boat with the stern cam on. There it is, a brilliant shot from stern cam right under those bridges, right under the road bridge with the railway bridge to the right hand side of it. And we're actually looking at a camera here, or we're looking at a screen at a camera, and we're talking about what you can see.
That's exactly how this works. It's not an easy thing to do sometimes, because normally we just stand, or we used to just stand and watch the racing and comment on it as we seen it. But now with the cam, we're really we look at a screen and we talk about what you can see.
The number 7 boat, you can see that there. We mentioned about the Martin McLaughlin built Cyclone yesterday. That was one of their last generation bubble deck Cyclones that they put together with the big 300 even rood on, and that's a nice engine, just a nice steady boat, and we'll give Rob Strick and Chris Stockley a chance to pedal this boat really quickly with today John Clements skiing behind it. So yeah, a bit of a mixture of athletes there today. The skis now going on. Hopefully it looks like it looks like they've dropped that UK flag. They have. That indicates to us as soon as possible the 2 flags will be raised. Let's see where we go. Here we go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flags up.
So that's your 2 flags up, and again, 2 flags mean that there's 3 minutes. In the UK, in Europe we use 5 minutes, but in the UK it's 3 minutes. So that green flag will come down in 3 minutes time, and that gives the teams to start getting the skis on, bits on, get themselves ready. So once that green flag comes down after 3 minutes, the national flag will come down after 30 seconds. But what you can see here is a jet ski
that's come through the line there, and is currently on our course. Hopefully he will go to the right hand side and we'll be able to race around him. It looks as if he's now pulling over to the armament side, so that's okay. The start procedure still continues. There's 2 flags are still raised, and that jet ski will get out of the way because the race boats will be coming towards him very, very quickly. He'll soon get the hang of that. But conditions are a little bit choppy up that end, and knowing most jet skis, they'll probably sooner go back and play around on the soft stuff.
Yeah. Although some of them do like rough water. But no, we're in a start sequence situation here. We've got the 2 flags up. That green flag will come down in a minute or so, and these skiers will get in the water, and 30 seconds later this race will be go.
So boat 18 is where our stern cam is, and our stern cam, as you can see, we're looking at the rear of the 300 4-stroke Mercury engine on boat 18, Jake the Snake. You can see just coming around him, that'll be the 18 boat, the 81 boat of Damon Hopkins with James Bartlett on. Now there will be grids, and there will be F2 grids and F3 grids. So the 2 grids, F2s will go first, the F3s will go second. And they're you can see the little 4-play boat just in the background. He knows that he's on the second grid and where he needs to be. So he will just fit in behind Jake, as he knows if Jake Frame's in front of him, he's on the second grid. A 10-second delay between the first flag dropping, 10 seconds, and the second grid drops. And we mentioned the grids just now when we were talking about Sammy Clark and the junior skiers. Right.
Well, there's a countdown.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One flag down.
So that's them in the 30-second sequence now, and that means that they drop the skier. As you can see, the boats will pull forward, take up. There's about 160, 180 feet, probably 180, 190 feet in this race for the F2
10,
boats.
9,
So now we're in
8,
the countdown.
7, 6, 5,
Countdown for the start of the race.
3, 2, 1. One flag down. 10, 9, 8,
So that's the F2s
7,
away,
6,
and this is the
5,
countdown for F3 that you're hearing.
3, 2, 1. One flag down.
So
That's it.
both grids away. I'm looking out there now. It looks as if all our skiers are up and ready. Cool, choppy bit of water there for the four-play boat, but they are away. All the Formula 2 boats and the last Formula 3 boats. Look at the Formula 3 boats now. Not a lot in all of them, and they are flat out from the word go.
66 has taken a wee early lead there. And I think, you know something, the 66 is a 21-foot boat. And I think 21-foot boat in Formula 3 today will be better in these conditions rather than the shorter 19-foot boats.
So we do have a backdrop to us, but the backdrop has drifted away because the wind is so strong with this gazebo that we're in. So we apologise that the backdrop has gone from us. You may see something as if they come back to us on
There's
the cam.
a great shot of Jordan King there. He's in F3 and they're just making their way down to that turn 1.
So turn 1 coming on through. We looks like we were on the back of stern cam just now, and that was the Jake the Frame boat. That was boat 18. Now coming around, this is the bottom turn, boy. This is as we can see it, as you can see it, and it looks like the 81 and the 18 boat are pretty much side by side. Let Josh just fiddling with the camera to get that. Now we're in. There you go. That's what we can see. The conditions today are making it very, very hazardous. These lads are working hard.
All right.
Okay, so 18 and 81. So you got Jake Frame and James Bartlett. James Bartlett will be the green boat. Jake Frame will be the white boat. Tucked in behind them will be Sam Hopkins, who's the next boat. On the far left-hand side will be John Clements with F2. Then tucked in behind them will be the two Christian Oddy, and it's probably the Lewis Warboys boat. But here we go. This is the F1, Jake Frame. F2, Jake Frame, sorry. And Alfredo will just look back across. Now we're looking at the top turn, boys, on the camera now.
And
we're
these
just
two are
seeing
neck
who
and
came
neck.
through
Absolutely
here.
neck and neck. And if there's a slight advantage, it's 81 that's got the inside line. And they're going to come out that corner slightly in front.
Okay, we got a picture of stern cam then. You can see Jake Frame hanging on the back of there. But side by
Can we
side,
go back on the stern cam?
there's your
There we
stern
go.
cam.
And here we go. That's exactly what you can see. Now, this is a great shot of two great skiers. Now, what we can see at the back is that little dot, and that there is the skier. Now, you can see James Bartlett on your right-hand side. That's the skier of number 81. Now, just think these observers in the boat, Chris, they have to, and the skier can actually see every movement in that boat. It's incredible.
So we're this a wonderful. Paul's done a fantastic job putting that cam on the back of that boat, but it isn't easy, as you can see, trying to get the pictures with the boat bashing around and moving around in the water, picking up the signals to our live stream with the winds here. It is tricky. It is not easy, and they're doing a fantastic job. But this is the picture. There you are. There's our rear cam again, and you can see that James Bartlett, the Green Phantom, just to one side. So the 81 boat right alongside the 18 boat. So 1881.
I tell you what, the 18 boat has actually pulled a bit of a lead here, because we could see James the last lap coming up. Now we can actually see his boat. So Simon Faulkner's really putting this boat through its paces.
Well, Damo won't be happy. Well, Damo will be happy because he's actually got the inside line. Simon Faulkner will be the one that's upset. Faulkner doesn't usually end up on the outside, and Faulkner will be cross with himself, but his grip position probably got him there. And because they are such quick skiers and they're side by side, Faulkner wasn't able to get that boat where he wanted it.
Do you know something? I think, knowing Simon really well, he doesn't care, because that team will work out as they're going in these laps. So, I mean, we're 45 minutes here. We've got 40 minutes of skiing. And in that 40 minutes, they will start working out what they're going to do in the last quarter of this race.
Look at the Bernico, look at the Phantom. The Phantom's on the right, the Bernico's on the left. And these skiers, they are doing 80 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, maybe more.
Across this water, look at the choppy water. Look what a likely better wake that Jake has than James. James has to take that little bit more bash, and that little light Phantom doesn't quite push it out the water like that. But he's thumbs up. He's happy. Damo's giving him a great turn now. No slacker. I think they've got a different prop on today. But look at the team on the right-hand side, the Jake Frame team.
Yeah.
Really, really experienced team, and they just know what they got to do.
I'm going to tell you something. Look how tight Simon is. He's going to keep him tight, and he's not going to give him any quarter. And the rules are, you're coming up, you come into a corner, and you can't accelerate. You have to keep your line. But Simon Faulkner is giving him no quarter there. He's giving him, as tight a line as he can make, and that's probably his only advantage, being on the outside.
So Christian Oddy, the Formula 3 skier, just going through there now. Christian just taking his time, going around the turnboy, gain lead in themselves. Did say the slightly bigger boat would be an advantage in today's conditions, as they are. Thumbs up, I'm happy. Everything's rolling along quite nicely. And tucked in behind him, we saw the little Carl Tyan, the 4-play boat. And there, just in there's the Jordan King boat.
Yeah, and they're just left on their own. And I do think that in these conditions, that extra 2 feet does make a difference.
It's that quick. The Formula 2s that are coming around this circuit are about to lap the F3s, and we're only 6.5 minutes into the race.
That's incredible, the pace that these two boys are, these two boats are really, they're really on pace. And that's the difference right there. And you can see what a fantastic picture. And he looks over. Did you see that? The skier just looked over just to see who's where and where's what. And, I always tell my skiers, do not look anywhere. Just keep your eye on the ball, because sometimes a skier looks at his watch or looks over, and that's that.
So I'm just going to put a stopwatch. We can see the teams that are coming around left-handed. So I've got a point that I can put the skiers on. So what I'm going to do is go between James and Jake, and we'll give you some idea, an indication to their lap time, and they're not that far behind. So let's see if we can get involved with them and see where they are, and let's see if we can put a lap time on them very, very shortly. Meanwhile, comes the Jordan King there, just going along nice and smoothly, and Jordan's skiing behind the 923 boat of Greg Bassam, and Greg there just pedaling that boat as quick as he can for Jordan, giving him a good ride. And it looks pretty sane. We've lost. Who have we lost? We've lost
Hopkins.
Sam Hopkins.
Yeah.
We've lost him. Bang. Let me just see if I can keep that timing going. Sam
Now,
Hopkins,
that's unusual.
we lost.
That's unusual, because Sam, young skier, he's a good skier, so that's unusual, but Sam's down.
So the little Formula 3 4-play boat, Carl Tynes pedaling that as quick as he possibly can. Look at the cover that Lewis Warboys has. It's very, very little. He has to just hang on to what he's got.
Yeah. I actually think that's boat 66.
It's the 60 Dan Selleck boat. Christian Oddy boat.
Dan Selleck,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
And I'll tell you what, you can see that boat handling this water way better. That bigger boat makes a difference.
So it's
in
just
these conditions.
Yep, so all we're doing really, really good. I'm going to have a sneak preview around the thing, just rather than looking at the team. The guys on the drone are keeping an eye on the skier.
Yeah, that's Dan.
No, it's Dan. That's number 7. That will be the that'll be the boat that we've just come through, the John Clements boats. That's F2. There are 4 F2 boats and 3 F3 boats. But we'll look and put a time in. I'm going to see if I can remember where I done the timing from. Christian Oddy, you can see just going through there now. And there are the 2 lead boat. Not the boat that's coming towards you now is the 4-play boat. That's the little Formula 3 boat there. In the distance, the green boat will be the James Bartlett boat. And then somewhere to the left-hand side of that should be Jake Frame.
I think we've lost Jake Frame.
Oh.
Because I think we've lost Jake Frame. They two were side by side, and Simon Faulkner wasn't giving him any space whatsoever. He's not there. I think Jake's came off.
So we'll just keep our eye on what's going on in the race. It seems to be that the wind has picked up. The poor old drone is struggling big time with just getting up there. He can go one way
it's
quite nicely. Getting the back's not easy. But that looks like Sam Hopkins back up together again. He's back in the skiing position, and that'll be the 200 Prodigy boat. Yep, that's it. There's Jake Frame. No, they are side by side. They are side by side. So let me just do the time. They are still side by side. We just didn't have them in the camera shot at that particular time. And I'm going to click the watch now, and they're doing a lap time of about 2 minutes 22.
Gee whiz, that's incredible. Where did he go?
2 minute 22. So that's their lap time currently, and we are only 10 minutes into the race.
They must have been overtaken.
Yep.
And that's what separated the two boats.
Look at the difference between the Formula 2s and the Formula 3s. The Formula 3s are on the limit. The Formula 2s are skiing really, really quickly, and that's where we are with the limit of these boats. So just coming up through there now, on the left-hand side will be the John Clements boat. This will be the Rob Strick Chris Stockley boat, number 7. And then on the inside of that will be the Christian Oddy boat. This will be Dan Selleck, Barry Gibson, and Christian Oddy. And those will be the lads on the inside there. So one F2 boat, one F3 boat. And you can see now the conditions are.
They are. And if you look down there, I was looking at that green boat, 81, when they came round that bottom corner. It was airborne.
So there was a canoe on the track. They've managed to get around that. Why on earth we got a canoe on the track, I'm not too sure. But obviously that will be adjusted by the safety crews, and they will be getting involved with that in a minute, making keeping that safe. But the boats that are on the right-hand side of us will be the John Clements boat, and then just the boat on the inside. That will be, I'm looking at, it definitely is the Christian Oddy boat. Yeah. So one F2 boat, one F3 boat, side by side. And that F3 boat is quick. So that's where we are. Christian Oddy goes around the inside. John Clements on the outside. And Christian just says, yep, I'm happy. You'll probably see just a thumbs up or something in a few minutes' time. A lot of concentration there, Alf.
I'll tell you what, he's skiing great. Christian is having a great weekend this weekend. He's on it. Christian's definitely on it. And he looks comfortable.
Looking really, really comfortable. The lads are doing a cracking job here, and they're doing their level bus with the drones to keep us some great shots and give us a great opportunity to report back to you on UK Waterski Racing Drone Cam. How lucky are we, Alf?
Oh, we're really lucky. I mean, the whole world's looking at us now thinking, what have these guys done? And you know what? It's been a great effort from Paul, the drone guy. We're really lucky. Really lucky.
Carl Tyan there, just seeing Carl there pedaling that boat as quick as he possibly can. The little 4-play boat didn't do a particularly lot of cover for Lewis, and Lewis just doing his utmost best to just hang on in there and really go as fast as the boat can go, really, in F3.
That's right. They're flat out. They're absolutely flat out.
So great shots. So lucky with the drone. And the day, the weather's beautiful. It is a nice day. The wind is sharp. No, it's Lewis. Yeah, well, Lewis Warboys. Sorry, yes,
that'll be Lewis Warboys. Yeah.
So just coming around Cam there, that will be the Christian Oddy boat, and on the left-hand side, that will be the John Clements boat. So we're losing a little bit of screen. Josh is doing his level best. The conditions here to keep everything cool is not easy. It's a warm day. The breeze is blowing fiercely, and we're having to strap everything down and adjust everything as much as we can.
Yeah, and I think
it doesn't blow away.
Yeah, and I also think that, you know, the camera, you know, the wind is playing havoc, getting the camera up there, you know.
I think stern cam has gone on us, so we haven't got that. But look at the boats that are on your left-hand side. As you're looking at the screen, you can see the green boat and the white boat. Yeah. That is currently James Bartlett and Jake Frame still pretty much side by side, Elf, in this F2 race.
Oh, these two
Some
are
14 minutes into the
they're
race.
relentless, and it'll go like this to the end of the race. It's absolutely relentless. The thing that might change things here is when they catch up to back markers, Chris. That's when you can gain or you can lose.
Look at the difference between the F2s and the F3s. Look at the F3s going down the right-hand side and the F2s coming back on the left. On the right-hand side, and the F2s coming back on the left-hand side.
That's
and
right.
They make that much difference.
Well, look at this. We've got the two fastest boats on the circuit, and the boat with Simon Faulkner. He was in the wake of that slower boat, and it actually gave him an advantage. He got flatter water, so he did pull out an advantage. As I was saying, when you come up to back markers, you can actually use them to your advantage. And look at that, he's pulled half a ski length in front here.
So Faulkner will do his ultimate, and
That's him.
Damo is determined not to
they're
let him
two
in.
great drivers. The two of them they're fox and hound out there. That's what I would say.
Christian Oddy goes around the outside of the pair of them. You get on with it, boys. I'm quite happy doing what I got to do.
Absolutely.
Sam Hopkins coming towards us. Sam did step off his ski, as we say, and just a few minutes ago, but standing again and just trying to keep up with his elders, and his enthusiasm is fantastic, but sometimes he just comes a little unstuck.
You can see a yellow flag up on that safety boat on corner 3. So there might be a boat, somebody down, because they only put the yellow flag up if there's a skier in the water.
Well, we haven't seen John Clements for a little while, but John's usually pretty good. This is their little 4-play boat. This is the Formula 3 boat that's coming towards you with Lewis Warboys on board. And Carl Tynan will be so thrilled to bits and that he's got this boat doing the best he possibly can and got it trimmed as far as he can in the safest possible way.
Look at that ski working. Look at that ski working. What a great shot.
Very, very little cover behind these Formula 3 boats. You have to do your utmost to just hang on in there.
And I think that's the advantage that Boat 66 has got today. That extra 2 feet makes a difference in this kind of conditions.
And it is a quick Formula 3 boat. And do you pick a small boat for Formula 3 and hope all your races will be flat? Or do you pick the bigger boat thinking that in most conditions it ends up choppy and the wind picks up in the afternoon?
Well, that's an interesting thing that you just said there. And, I'm in touch with Bernico. I work with them. We race together. And they've moved and they're thinking that they're going to start building, for Formula 3, a slightly longer boat, because the length will give them speed as well. And they build them light, but they put tanks in them.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. Jake says that's enough of that. Ease up. And James comes up. You look at James now on the inside. Jake's just said, ease up. That's enough of that.
Yeah.
Cool, that's choppy. And Faulkner pedaling that Bernico on the right-hand side. And just eases around the corner. James takes a bit of that slack line up, but side by side, James still has the inside lane. The 18 boat, look at Faulkner, just brings that. He doesn't lose an inch of space. He's got that right on the wake of the 18 boat. He's got that 18 and 81.
He won't give him an inch, and that's his only thing. He won't give him an inch.
So we're looking at the screen. We're looking at what you're going. I hope that you're enjoying some of these shots that Paul and Josh are giving you here, because they are phenomenal today. The sun is going out. You can see the colors. You can see the sea. You can see how choppy it is. You can see our course. It is one end of the bay to the other, or the inlet, which is not a bay really anymore. It's an estuary, and we're lucky to be in the estuary under the Tamar Bridge here in Saltash, and a great opportunity to bring you round 8 of the UK Waterski Racing National Ski Racing Championships.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing, the top of where we are is kind of flat, but down at the bottom, about a mile away, totally different ball game.
So the Prodigy boat there, Brad's got that. You can see how Brad's got that boat in the water, giving Sam the best possible ride he can, because he knows flat out that Sam just handle the boat hanging out of the water, because he does need some cover to make it go quick. There it is, another picture of the 200 Prodigy boat, and the 200 Prodigy boat pushing through the water, giving Sam the best possible ride he can to get Sam. We've already lost him. He stepped off his ski a little earlier in this race. We're some 18 minutes into this race, but we have 40 minutes to go. We're not even quite halfway, Elf.
I know, it's incredible, and they are going hammer and tong.
So Sam there, you can just see him just concentrating really hard, hand in front, still in wraps, as he pulls himself round, brings himself into the corner. The boat eases on the power. Big long turns here, so he can keep the power on. Might just trim in a little bit. And he says, yeah, I'm okay. He said, I'm happy. Let's just watch his hands and see whether he nods or says he's okay on the lap back down again. They will know by now the fastest part of the course, be it where he is now going back down or whether he's coming back up again. He's just adjusted, a bit of adjustment there on his handles, but he's okay. He's there. And our start-finish boat there, just in the background as the top end of the turn, boys, but some way to go. There you go, side by side, F2.
And Jake's actually pulled up again. I mean, the two of them are, there's nothing between the two of them.
And Simon Faulkner, we said Simon will be so upset that he can't get that inside line. And Damo won't let him have it either. Damo knows full well that they started on the same grid at the same time. There's no advantage anywhere in this course where somebody's 10 seconds better off. And all Damo's got to do is really keep him where he is.
That's right. And he won't give him it. Knowing Damo, he will fight tooth and nail for that spot. As I say, the only way they're going to get caught is if Simon can box him in when they come up to a back marker.
So you can see this is how teams work together. You can see that Faulkner and Glenn Ricks and Jake Frame just work as a great team, as do Damon Hopkins, Harvey Robinson and James Bartlett. And they work together. They think it all out. Damo's thinking about placing the boat. And Harvey will be just relaying all the detail back to Damo to know exactly where he is. He hasn't got time to look around and see that Faulkner's on his tail, but he knows exactly where he is by really good communication with the observer. Harvey Robinson sat backwards, looking at the following boat and looking at the skier.
Yeah, he's a really experienced observer, and he won't give him any quarter. And no, they'll keep them there. As I say, the only way they're going to get an advantage if Simon can box him in when they come up to a back marker. I don't think he's quite up there enough to do that, but you never know.
Still side by side at 80 mile an hour and conditions are challenging.
And what Simon's doing right now is trying to box him in behind that slower boat, not giving him a room to come out.
Two very, very experienced drivers, two great drivers. Faulkner could make a railway sleeper go quick. And the size of the lad, last year he had a small Cyclone, and we used to say he sat on it, not in it. But he's now gone to the Bernico. He's happy with that boat, and he sits in it, and he's got it just as he wants it, and he loves it. He thinks it's really good. So, top pictures, beautiful moorings here. There they are, side by side, F2, Jake Frame, and James Bartlett.
Now, they're coming round that corner. Now, Damo will try and push Simon out into that back marker, and Simon will try and get the inside of that back marker. So these two drivers, it's not just a case of putting the foot down and go. They two will work out how to block and how to try and block each other when they come up to back markers. And there you go. So, well, there you go. Simon just pulled right in. I mean, he's just about skiing on James's wake.
Brad's moved him over. Brad's moved Sam Hopkins out to the right-hand side. Next on the inside side is Jake Frame. Then it's James Bartlett. And then on the inside of that will be a Formula 3 boat as well. So, Formula 3 on the very inside. The lead Formula 2 skier, the second Formula 2 skier, and the third Formula 2 skier.
That's right. That's right.
And Sam is being lapped.
Gee whiz.
That's how quick the pace is from Jake Frame and James Bartlett. And the boat on the inside isn't slow because that actual boat is Christian Oddy's boat, and he's the leader of F3.
That's right. That's right.
So that's how quick these boys are going. They have lapped the F3, which only started 10 seconds behind them, which is nothing, and a lap of 2:20. So I'm going to put the lap on them again. We'll do a bit of an idea. Only about 15 minutes ago, we had them at about 2:22. Let's see if we can do it again. The conditions don't look to have improved too much.
No, Simon's actually went quite wide. He's trying to find better water there, nearer the yachts.
And that's a great picture. Damo pushing that Phantom, pushing it through, working together as a team. James looking really, really good. Skiing the best he's ever skied. He's fit, he's keen. He took a tumble. He wants to rectify what happened yesterday. And the 18 boat. Let me just get close enough and see if I can find. I'll let Alf take over for a minute, and we'll see if we can do that lap.
Yeah,
time
now
for
you can see two drivers trying to work out the best way to try and make this into a real finale finish. I know we've only got 15 minutes to go, but 15 minutes when you're racing will fly past, and they're working out how they can make this up. That team, make no mistake, Simon will be trying to work out how they're going to deal with this.
So there are 3 seconds between the lead F2 boat, James Bartlett, and the second F2 bar, Jake Frame. 3 seconds. We are 24 minutes into this race, and there is 3 seconds between them.
Barely just, that's halfway through.
Halfway through, and they're still giving all they've got. Look at the Bernico there. Look at Simon Faulkner just balancing the road there. A really experienced team. They'll know what they need to do. They'll know where they are and in the race. And yesterday they took a commanding lead because James took a tumble. So they have the overall better points. James has to just do his level best to try and win today and take the maximum 1,000 points and keep on top as quick as he can.
That's right, but you know something, 3 seconds, you get max, you get 1,000 points, but I think 3 seconds, you're not far behind on points.
No, it'll be 997 or something like that. It's not a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Lewis Warboy's there, struggling probably with the speed that Carl's driving this boat and taking the rough water the best he possibly can, as quick as he possibly can. And fair play to the lad. You could just see the movement behind the Formula 3 boats and the coverage you don't get.
That's right. That's right. These boys will have to work a wee bit harder, but they're not going at the pace of the Formula 2. So, you know, you take that into consideration. They'll be fine out there.
So looking to stopwatch, we'll see where we are. I'll just take my eyes off the screen a minute because I just need to look at the course to give a fair timing act. So we remember just now it was about 2 minutes 22 they were lapping in. And let's just see where they are. This yacht just in front of us on the course, but the yacht seems to be out the way where we need to be. They'll come on the inside, plenty of water here for us to use. And they've got a wonderful, spectacular view of the race that's going ahead on the bay past them. And must be a fantastic day to be on the yacht as well, I should think. So let's just see if we can catch up with the teams. And I did put a stopwatch on the green boat, on James Bartlett, just a few minutes ago. There it is. 2:25, 3 seconds slower than it was 15 minutes ago. That's all. Otherwise, pretty much flat out all the way.
Yeah, that's incredible. These boys are, they are athletes. To be able to ski at that pace on that type of fast chop, yeah, take my hat off to them.
So just skiing the brilliant shots the drones guy got. I keep saying it, but we are actually looking at the screen. We're not really looking as much as I do. Take a sneaky peek back onto the course to the left-hand side of it. We're seeing what you're seeing, and we're commentating on the screen in front of you. Josh is balancing the screens for us, and his dad is flying the drone up over the top. That bit's quite smooth. You're probably there. There you are. Thumbs up. I'm happy at that bit. That's the bit I like. It's the bit down the bottom I don't like. That's the bit that they're having to think twice about. And the yacht, what they're trying to do is probably pick up their marker buoy as they go through it. Not easy to do when you're under sail. And we've just lost that. Okay, never mind, no problem. We can see the race going around us and beside us. They're the other side of that, which is fine. The far end of the turn buoy. The yacht completely out of the way of our course, but still the green boat is our leader. But the white boat on the left side, so the green boat has James Bartlett and the white boat has Jake Frame. This is a water ski race. This is about the water skier. The boat still has to get you there, but you still got to be stood up when you go past that checkered flag, Elf.
Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, it is water ski racing, but these two drivers will, they know the caliber of the skier they've got behind them, but that will be a boat race. No doubt about that. They two, this is a boat race.
Both both some of the best drivers we got in Europe here. Some fantastic boat drivers. They've been at it a long, long time, and they know the way around these boats. They know how to pedal them very, very quickly. Two of the best skiers we've had in F2 for some little while, and they really are on the button, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And they're proving it, wherever we go in Europe. The British team is always coming away with wins. So, yeah, we're getting blown away here with the wind. Yeah, the wind is causing us havoc here. It's blowing the antennas down. It's incredible how Paul has actually got that drone flying in this weather.
We're just trying to smash the gear up as we go as well. So the poor old drone guy, his gear's sort of beginning to fly all over the place. The wind is picking up, and I would say somewhere near probably a tide change. Even the drone is saying, "Listen, enough's enough," and the drone is struggling. You can see that chop on the water. You can see what the lads are going through down the bottom there. And the boat coming towards you, that will be the Christian Ollie boat, the Formula 3 boat. And as Alf said earlier, the slightly larger boat just gives you that better wake, and Christian Ollie's taking full advantage of that boat.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about it. You know who I haven't seen? Jordan King. I haven't seen that yellow boat come round.
Oh, that's true. Where is Jordan King? Have we lost Jordan King?
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them at all.
So, Christian Ollie with Dan Selleck driving, Barry Gibson looking backwards. Goes around, new battery on the drone, away we go again. Even the drone's looking up saying, "Listen, enough's enough." And we're changing drones. It's very warm up there. They're using the batteries and flying into the wind to try and get that drone back safely. Not easy. Now, we got a great view of this circuit. Let's see if we can pick up Jordan King somewhere. And I would think that he's either stepped off the ski. There's something not quite right here somewhere. The boat's broke.
Yeah.
Okay, where is he? He's finished. Oh, we missed that. So the 923 boat, the boat broke. That's not like Greg. Something's gone a bit wrong with that. We didn't see that come back in again. We were concentrating. The alternator's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we missed that. So well done, Jordan. Great effort. But when you have a kit break, unfortunately, there's very little you can do about it, and you have to just put that one down to experience.
Well, that's it. Yeah. That is racing.
So just the course now in front of us, you can see that's Christian. And Christian Ollie just skiing. No, sorry, that's Jake Frame. That's Jake Frame that's skiing there. And the wetsuits look similar, and the speed is the difference. Jake Frame skiing really well. Where's James Bartlett? He was on. There's James Bartlett.
Oh, they pulled out a lead.
Now there's a difference.
Now, I bet you any money it's been a back marker.
Something that now Faulkner will get on the inside of him. Faulkner will do his level best to come so tight in. Jake says, "Yes, I'm good. Go on, I'm fine. Let's go. Let's get on the inside."
That
he
is
says, "Well,
fantastic.
get on with it."
He's really pushing.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
And he's waving to the
he's
drone.
waving. Concentrate.
Waving to the drone there and having a great
don't
time.
you worry
Good
about
on
us,
you, boy.
Jake.
And we
look
love
at him.
all that. This is absolutely
That's
fantastic when he's waving to the drone.
He knows we're watching him.
And Paul there
Fantastic.
doing a brilliant job. Now watch Faulkner get on the inside and force
goodness,
Damo
he
on the
has
outside.
Absolutely pulled off.
Yep, got into the race.
Do you know something? I said to you, what happened to the green boat here?
31
Are they
minutes of
slowing
there.
down?
Yeah, I would think so. And we haven't seen that green boat
I said
for a
earlier
while.
on,
Whether
you know.
we've lost James, we're now concentrating down on the bottom turn, boy, and we just have our Formula 3 skier coming towards us. That we're losing a little bit of screen time. It's dodgy. There it is.
There he is.
There
Where
is
is the
our
green
race
boat?
leader.
Where
Where's
is
the green boat?
They're not there. They're not. Oh,
There it
they
is.
are. There they
They
are.
didn't. But Jake's. Oh, he's gone on the inside.
He's gone on inside. Now,
Damo's now lost that inside line.
I don't know what happened there. As I said before, we've not seen it because all we can see is what's on the screen. He's blocked them in somewhere, and he's taken advantage of it. Or
Maybe using
Damo's just
Christian.
slowed down.
Yeah, maybe using Christian as the pawn in this. And Christian's doing his level best to keep in top of Formula 3 and skiing very, very well. But if Faulkner can make use of him, with which he seems to have done so, and Faulkner's made use of him, pushing Damo around him, then he's taken that lead.
I think
and
so.
Jake's skiing
Something's
really
happened
well.
because
Jake
Damo,
is skiing well.
he would never give that spot up.
There you are.
And
Now he's on the inside. You can see, you can see Faulkner. Look at Jake just come up through that water.
Incredible.
And he's just
he's skiing great.
Just on it. He is absolutely on it. Let's see if we can catch him on the thing. We're going to do a lap time on him again because obviously he's picked his ideas up. And I'm going to tap him now. And we'll go around one more lap. We're some 33 minutes into this race. Remember, it's 40 minutes plus a lap. James obviously made a significant move there because the observers raised his hands to acknowledge that whatever James Bartlett said, he wants to speed up, slow down. Let's see if we can get James in the picture. There he is. There he is. There's James Bartlett skiing on the inside. On the outside is Christian Oddy. Christian sits back in those handles, knows exactly where they are. Now that teamwork will really come in. So Dan Stellick, Barry Gibson, Christian Oddy, they know full well they're in front of the F3, and the only issue is with Lewis Warboys. Jordan King unfortunately had a boat breakdown and is not in the race any longer. So really Lewis Warboys, who's some considerable way behind him. So they just got to keep Christian on now. So our start-finish boat, you can see the rib, the back of the blue mooring boat there. You can just see that creeping its way back up into 34 minutes. So there will be 40 minutes plus a lap. So another 6 minutes of this. We're probably, the way they were going is 2 minutes 22. There's another 6 or 7. Well, no, probably not that many. But there's probably 4 or 5 laps still to go for these. So I'm just sort of going to try and get on this lap time in a minute. Remember, we were down to 2:22, and then we went to 2:25. And let's just see what sort of impression that Jake's made on this race.
I think he's pulled out a big lead. But I also think that team are going to start talking about 6 minutes to go. They'll know how long they've got to go. Let's bring them in. Oh, what a bunny hop there. They'll start working out what the best thing for them to do is. That's Sam Hawkins just going round there now.
So the Prodigy boat there just going round. Sam took a step off the ski a little while ago, but really up to speed again now. Very, very spirited youngster who's quite capable. Just needs a couple of years experience up from the juniors into F2. It's a big step up. It's the time, it's the effort, and it's the pace that's the difference.
And I'll tell you something, there's a lot of skiers that, when they come up from junior up to senior class, a lot of them can't handle it. But I'll tell you what, little Sam Hawkins, he's actually handled it really well. And we've not seen a skier do that in Britain for a long time.
So we've been talking about Jake Frame and we've been talking about James Bartlett. And I said to you, listen, I said, they've decided to get going. They're now lapping in 2:17. So the race is in 30. They're in 35 minutes into the race. They were doing 2:22, 2:25. Now they've gone to 2:17.
Wow. Well, tell you what, they've used a bit of fuel. The boat's getting quicker.
So the pace is paced up. James has decided, Jake. Jake has decided enough's enough. We're going to get on with it. And the team know exactly where they were. They didn't want to mess around with James anymore. They decided that they would clear him, and they've done so. And that gives Faulkner the opportunity to go on the part of the course that Faulkner wanted to go on and give Jake the run up through, which he's done really, really well. And if you put your money on anybody to get a boat there, you put it on Faulkner, wouldn't you? He's the boy.
Well, Damo's good as well. I think they've been caught up with a bad mark or something. It'll be good to interview them after the race to find out what exactly did happen there.
So, in the distance, you can see Jake Frame. It's coming through the middle of there. Sam Hopkins, the Prodigy boat. Look at the Prodigy pushing that water out of the way now. It's not so much about having the boat trimmed right out. It's about having the tabs down. It's about having the bow tank full. It's about everything that can just keep this boat in the water. We're hanging on to the screens. We're hanging on to everything. The gusts of wind that are coming up through here are unbelievable. And they're racing through this. We're hanging on. We're going to have a parachute on the back of us in a minute. If we get whisked into the water, we could be stood in this water, commentating on this race very, very shortly. So hanging on to the screen, doing the commentary at the same time, looking at the pictures. Well done. The 7 boats just come in as well. We've lost that. That was the John. We lost him just a little while ago. And that was the John Clements boat. Yeah, they had a bit of an issue with that this morning and they were trying to sort it out. Obviously, that's come back in again. So, Jake Frame is our race leader. So I'm looking out on through there now. He's 37 minutes. He's likely to at least do one more lap. And then he will get the blue flag, fingers crossed. So they may ease up for this. Let's just hope that everything is pegged down before we take off.
Yeah, the start-finish boat hasn't moved in. The start-finish boat hasn't moved into position yet. Oh no, it is. There, it's there.
Great picture of Jake there.
He's comfortable. He looks really comfortable.
Yeah. lapping again for the second time, probably Sam Hopkins, the Prodigy boat on the right-hand side. And you can just see Jake just sat there, puts his thumb up. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm good. Everything's rolling along nicely. Just keep me where I am. Great teamwork. Gibbo knows what he's doing. Simon Faulkner more than knows what he's doing. And as a team, they gel together perfectly. When it works to just fine racing team.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else. These Bernicos are built for this. You know, these conditions, that's what they're designed to do. And they do it really well.
So we're just looking down through that. That's the little Lewis Warboys boat there, and Lewis still bouncing around behind his Formula 3 boat. He'll be so pleased to see that blue flag, Elf.
I think so. I think they'll be ready for a little break here after this race. It's been tough racing.
So 39 minutes into the race. Remember, it's 40 minutes plus a lap. So whether they can get the timing right, I would think so. I would think that they've got the timing in the boat. They know where they are. I'm looking out. I'm looking at the screen. I'm hanging on to the screen because the screen's blowing at me. And I'm looking out at the start-finish boat to see if the blue flag comes up for our race leader, which will be the 18 boat of Simon Faulkner was towing Jake Frame. And let's just see where we are. Do we get that blue flag? I'm looking up there now. And I would think, or I would hope, that the blue flag will be raised. Still haven't seen anything yet. I can't hear anything. Yes, it is. There's the blue flag. There's the blue flag. We can see it to the left-hand side of it. You can't possibly see it on there. But James Bartlett now doing all he can. Look at Damo bringing that.
Yeah, he's going to come over that. He's going to come over that weight. Corey's going to have to stay in the outside. And this is the advantage that Simon's got. They're having to go the long way around now, so it'll take even more time off boat 81.
You know, excuse the language. I apologise for that. We're just having a few issues here with equipment. It could be that this is the last race that we managed to get in because we're losing equipment hand over fist. Everything's blowing over here, and the wind has really picked up. I've gusts about 40 miles an hour. So I'm stood right on top of the telly with a foot on one side, doing the commentary on another, trying to look at the picture. Elf's trying to rescue the equipment that we still got a signal on, and the lads are doing their best to try and continue this race and try and get us to where we need to be. So last lap, blue flag. They'll be all pleased to see this. Those that have survived it, 2 breakdowns, and we only had 7 boats in the race to start with. Now we're down to 5. And the little 4-play boat in the back game bouncing, and they'll be so pleased to see that blue flag in conditions that they are. But if they get it right and they let Simon Faulkner drive that white Bernico on the left-hand side and overtake them, they will see the checker flag and won't have to do one more lap going round.
That's right. That's right. Some teams do work that into their plans if they can. But Simon, he is still going. Most teams would just say, right, let's just ease off a bit here. But Damien's right behind him.
So just it's Jim and James the opportunity, and James now I think is probably succumbed to the position he's going to be second, and he's coming up behind. So the checker flag will be taken away. That's just the last boat to see that, which would be Christian Oddy will be the last to take the blue flag. But I hope that Carl Tyan is smart enough to tuck in behind. No, he's just missed it. Just missed it. So Carl will go around. Our race winner overall. Look at that. Comes down through. Boat 18. Brilliant finish. Jake Frame still comes down through there, and he's still doing 70, 80 mile an hour as Faulkner just eases the throttle and drops him back down there. Good on you. Well done.
Where is the green boat? Where is the green boat? It ain't come round.
There. He's somewhere here. We can just see him on the screen. So he's there somewhere.
Jeez.
That's how much he took an out on him.
That's incredible.
They were side by side for half the race, side by side. And then James just eased the pace. And Damo just, they lost him. And Jake said, enough. Oh, well, I'm off. And away he went. So first and second now in. The Sam Hopkins just coming in, the 200 Prodigy boat. That'll be coming in first, second, and third in F2. And Christian Oddy, our current leader in F3, he did take the blue flag last, and so did the little four-play boat with Lewis Warboys on, and we expect to see them come around very, very shortly. There they are. You can see that down the bottom, and I would think that's probably the Christian Oddy boat. Lewis Warboys still on the course, not far behind. Come on, Christian. That's it. You're doing a grand job. And even Lewis Warboys, well done, hanging on to these boats in tricky conditions down the bottom as quick as they possibly can. So
I tell you another thing. I've just been thinking there. I was just looking at these boats. That wind must have caused havoc for the driver as well, because the wind will pull the boats left to right. You know, at the speed that they were going. I'm absolutely positive that the boats would travel, you know, 2 or 3 feet each way.
yeah. So the pictures you got there, the drone guy's still doing his utmost, and that's the Christian Oddy boat. And brilliant, well done, Christian. Great finish. He will take that. We'll see him come down to the left-hand side of us very, very shortly. He'll be so pleased to see that checkered flag.
Yeah.
Well done in Formula 3.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit, as much as the conditions are fantastic, and we got a great race venue. The conditions have got very, very breezy here and quite scattery with the wind. And now the tide's up. It's probably tide change that's causing this wind.
Yeah.
But up on the inside, the little four-play boat. Well done, Christian. Great finish there. You should be very proud of yourself. And so should the little four-play boat. They lapped it in the end. So the leading F3 boat lapped the second F3 boat. But heck, no matter. Great finish and great end to that.
Racing from all
well
of them.
done, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
So to Josh, who's doing the pick, and Paul that's doing the drone, we're going to rescue what equipment we have that we've still got hanging on to, and we'll get back to where the race, the last race is. Now, hopefully, we'll still be able to bring you that last race, which will be the Open and the Seniors. But currently, we're struggling a little bit with conditions here. Fingers crossed the wind will ease. Look at that wonderful shot there of the race-winning Bernico.
Oh, fantastic. What a team. What a boat. What a skier. Fantastic. That's him. Yeah, waving, and quite right. Congratulations to you. What a battle. Yeah.
You wouldn't know that boat was a Bernico, would you?
No.
That boat was actually in the World
That's
Championship.
one of our sponsors.
Right, what have we got to rescue?
Nothing really. We just don't have a boat.